All right, Talladega, here today to give the command of fire engines. Please welcome General Manager of Cabco Builders, Kyle Bennett, with Executive Director for the Alabama Manufactured Housing Association, Lance Latham.
Drivers, start your engines!
Talks about the 28 car of Jack Wood. How about Larry Mack, our good buddy? Got his face on the side of that one. See if it brings some good luck here today. Green flag coming up. Back here at Talladega Superspeedway, the ARCA Menards Series. Race number 4 in 2026 of 20, our second on a super speedway. And again, the starting grid determined by owner points this season so far. It's Jake Bowman and Gio Ruggiero on row number 1. Ruggiero 2 for 2 and wins. Bowman the points leader. How about row number 2?
Yeah, Jason Kitzmiller coming off a strong 6th place finish, and Jack Wood on row 2.
Back in row 3, we have Ryan Vargas comes in here 3rd in points. Starts here both in O'Reilly Series as well as trucks, and Taylor Reimer making her first start ever at Talladega.
And in row number 4, Michael Maples in the 99 and Thomas Annunziata could be a factor here today. He drives the number 70. On through the rest of the field, Daniel Dye has had a nice start to the season so far, Phil.
Yeah, 2nd place last week at Kansas, 4th at Daytona earlier this year.
Hageberg from North Dakota State has got those green and gold colors. Squirrel McNutt, good buddy of Cletus McFarland, of course, who starts a row behind him, and the rest of the field here.
See Brad Smith, longtime ARCA competitor, back in row number 13.
Will Kimmel had to go to the back because of an engine issue. More on that coming up. They blew an engine in practice, which was only 6 minutes long, but on his first lap, he had issues. Let's dial up some radio.
Hey, Jack Wood, Phil Parsons, Austin Cindric up in the Fox booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Jack, you did such a great job last week. Headed to victory. I know how emotional that was to you, but here you get to come to Talladega, one of your favorite places, the very next week. What do you think about today?
Yeah, I mean, that's the best part of racing, right? There's always the next race. So I'm glad that I was able to prove to myself and everybody that, you know, we're capable, and happy to be back here at Talladega this week to give it one more shot.
No, we're looking forward to seeing you do that, Jack. Why don't you tell us all what we're going to see from how these cars draft at Talladega? You've done a few races this year, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it's all about.
Yeah, you know, it's a lot different than trucks. I think the runs are smaller. You definitely have more time to make decisions. So I think the guys that can execute properly normally, you know, stay up front. So, you know, we'll see how this thing drives compared to Daytona today. It's been a while since I've been in an ARCA car at Talladega, and see how it goes.
Yeah, well, best of luck today, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Jack Wood will start 3rd here in the Alabama Manufactured Housing 200 starting grid for Pinnacle Racing Group. They have been fantastic so far this season, and he had it in his grips last week. Race analysis, Phil, what do you see here with 76 laps?
Yeah, see, this race is 76 laps, just a little bit over 200 miles. We will have a scheduled caution on or near halfway, which is lap number 38. You see our winner last year was Lawless Allen, but the key is a lot of the crew chiefs say once they get to lap 25, that gets them in their window to go the rest of the way. So we may see a lot of pit stops if we see a caution around lap 25.
Lawless Allen last year in overtime. If we get to overtime, it's one shot at one lap, and that is all. They will freeze the field if there's a wreck and a caution on that overtime lap. Getting set to do it here. 4th race of the season. Daytona was an absolute thriller back in February. Unbelievable on the last couple of laps, and then into overtime. The drama there, as always. Let's take a look at today's Rookie Spotlight, brought to you by Bounty. It's the number 20 of Jake Bowman. Talked about him being the points leader. He'll be a factor here today, Phil.
Yeah, solid finishes. Only driver in the series that has top 10 finishes in all 3 races. 6th is his worst finish this year, so really doing an outstanding job racing for this championship.
He's 18 from Huntington Beach, California. Bowman so close at Daytona with that 2nd place finish that you just talked about. Talk about some of the favorites in here. The one thing about lining up the field with owners' points in 2026, you've got some really good cars starting deep in the field.
So I think that's a key factor for how this race is going to play out for the start. You're going to see guys, these guys are going to spread out a little bit, as you mentioned. There's going to be faster cars coming from the rear, and I don't expect the pack to be very organized until later into the start here.
And again, Will Kimmel in the 69 has to start 39th. He felt like he had a very good race car, blew an engine yesterday, then short practice. Here they come, green flag in the air in the ARCA Menards Series, and we are set to do it at Talladega.
About a 7-car breakaway right now. A little bit of a gap back there to the 8th place runner.
Ruggiero and Bowman picking up speed into the turn.
I think we do have some of our fastest cars out the front of the field with the top 4 or 5 cars, but it's going to take a while for some of those better cars. As you see the back of the field, they're almost 4 wide going down the back straightaway as these leaders are much more organized.
It's Ruggiero on that bottom line leading the pack, followed by the 28 of Jack Wood.
You see Bowman in the 20 car in 3rd right now. He has several teammates as we have 4 wide racing over there in turn 3 and 4.
Keneally on the bottom of that. Andrew Patterson on the top side, the 1 car.
And they're going to stay 4 wide.
4 wide on lap number 1 at Talladega. And it's Ruggiero leading it. He's 2 for 2 this season. He won at Daytona, won at Kansas last week. Jack Wood had a shot until the very late moments at Kansas, looking for some redemption here this afternoon.
Gustine have a moment there. There's a lot of communication about where to be and where not to be at the moment, and as you see, the leaders are starting to string out the bottom, and everyone's fighting to get down to this bottom lane as that's where the speed is, that's where the pack is, that's where it has the most cars. And seeing quite a few Nitro Motorsports cars stuck in this outside row trying to either generate something or trying to get down.
It's Ruggiero followed by Wood, and then Thomas and Annunziata and Daniel Dye in the 24.
You talk about Gus Dean. Gus won this race 10 years ago, his first ever career win in the ARCA Series. His average finisher over several starts is like 6th.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I feel like we're not used to watching Cletus in a green race car. Usually it's red, white, and blue. I'm going to have to get used to that today.
Absolutely. He was 10th here at Dega last week.
Yeah, and he actually did that on 7 cylinders. Lost a cylinder last year. Really did a nice job working the draft, and ended up with a top 10 finish.
See, here you go, Phil. We got all these Nitro Motorsports cars lined up in this outside row. Almost the entire team is in this outside lane, and they think that they're going to be able to move up forward as the leaders are all on the bottom. There's not a ton of energy at the moment. 71 of Jankowiak jumps in front of this, and
he saw that too, what you were talking about. So let me get a piece of that.
And the difficult part is you know that these cars behind you, if you're Jankowiak, these cars behind you are going to stick together because they're teammates. That's either good because they're going to push you to the promised land, or it's real bad because they can hang out whenever they want.
And they do have a good relationship, Andy Jankowiak, along with these Nitro Motorsports guys. I know they work together on a number of occasions, so we'll see if they stay in line.
You see, there's already been a gap formed kind of from this front 6 cars to this 2 wide. These 2 wide cars are going a little bit slower, and these leaders are breaking away.
And it's Jason Kitzmiller, the final car in that front pack, and he's coming off a nice race. 6th place finish at Kansas. He was 7th at Daytona to start the year.
Yep, here it is. Nitro cars feel like they're going to be faster without Jankowiak in front of them. They're going to go top 3 and send them right back to the back.
Yeah, so much for their buddy Andy Jankowiak.
Doesn't last long, and that's something we're going to talk about. I mean, teammates, friends, whoever you can manipulate to help you. That's what this type of racing is all about. It's a very social form of racing at 180, 190 miles an hour. You're trying to not necessarily make deals, but understand what everyone's best interests are.
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday, that the fact that you may have somebody that you really don't care for, but if they can help you, you're gonna use them, even if it helps them short term.
You Penske guys have done a great job on super speedways working together.
This conversation's only going to continue to ramp up throughout the weekend with the O'Reilly Series, and then obviously the Cup race tomorrow especially. that's what it's going to take to be able to win these races is teamwork.
Qualifying got rained out for the Cup Series. How big of a deal is that for you to not have the opportunity to get in the race car until the race on Sunday?
I think for us, it's pit selection. You know, you don't have the opportunity to earn that. Obviously, in the ARCA Menards Series, you kind of have the non-competitive stops, so it's not as critical for these guys and girls to not have that pit selection. But for us, the pit strategy with a much longer race is super important.
Well, we talked about friends, and Ruggiero made it clear. We talked about in the Open that number 18 car does not have many friends after that late wreck that he caused last week on his way to the win.
Yeah, this number 69 car, Will Kimmel, does have a lot of friends, though. He had a traumatic moment yesterday during our short practice session. The practice session was only like 5 or 6 minutes, but he had exploded an engine. Let's take a look back. You see the bottom of your screen. Watch the fire here. Whoa. I mean, a catastrophic engine failure, and that is the only engine that Will and his dad Bill brought with them. But friends and family pitched in, bought Will a brand new engine. That's what's in this car right now. So you talk about having friends. Will Kimmel and his dad Bill had a lot of friends, and that's why he's out here already from the very back up to the 16th spot.
Yeah, 39 to 16, and to your point, for these teams, there's not as much. Not nearly as much in the bank account, $64,000. So that is big to be able to buy that engine and have some friends and family. To Phil's point, pitch in, and he's halfway through the field already, and we are only at lap number 7. So Kimmel looking good in the 69, lap 7 of 70. Welcome back to the Alabama Manufactured Housing 200. One of the early stories in this race. Taylor Reimer in the top 5 driving that number 77. With more on her, down to Caitlin.
Yeah, guys, had a chance to talk with Taylor earlier before the race. She's had very respectable runs so far this year, but hasn't really had the finishes to show for them. But one asset she feels like she has with her, of course, this weekend is having a lot of confidence in her crew chief, Kevin Reed Jr., who, of course, helped guide Lawless Allen to a win here at Talladega a year ago. But the other thing I talked to her about was all of the people who have come forward to help support her racing endeavors. One of them being NASCAR legend Mark Martin was one of the people who came on board as a sponsorship role for the weekend for Taylor Reimer. So she says that support has been very meaningful for her to see the good people who want to partner with her and be a part of her racing, guys.
Absolutely, and to your point, she has had some issues this year, 30th and a 32nd, but right now running inside the top 5.
Yeah, that 77 is one of the PRG cars, a teammate to that 28 of Jack Wood. That could come into play later on here. Looks like Daniel Dye's going to jump to the outside.
And you said in the break, you feel like he's got a really fast car, Austin.
I do, but you can't be a fast car by yourself. And you know, Jack Wood likes the idea of being able to get around Gio Ruggiero. As you see, Jack Wood moves up in front of Daniel Dye, but with a 10-car breakaway, I mean, look, you can't even see a single car behind this group. It's like they're having their own little race out here. But obviously, with 65 laps to go, 12 laps in, this is an interesting move, and curious to see what Jack Wood and Daniel Dye are able to do with this run.
So much for that single file run right here.
No kidding. No, the other drivers seem to be interested. You know, you have these 2 Nitro Motorsports cars that we had 4 of them. They were together. We lost 2 of them. They're way back there, and they want to move up through this 10-car pack.
How about the tail end of this lead draft right here in 10th? That black car. A black car and an Earnhart at Talladega.
Got it.
Some magic there. Bobby Earnhardt talked to him yesterday in the garage area, and he was so excited about being here. He said Daytona was his all-time favorite. The fact he wanted to race Daytona, he was able to do that. Had a top 10 finish in this car, and here he is at Talladega. He said that was next on my list. Obviously, so much success with his family here at Talladega. Dale Sr.'s last win was right here in 2000 at Talladega. Remember when he came from like 17th or 18th with 3 laps to go and won that race. Pretty
cool. Of course, this is eldest grandson driving the 89 car up in the top 10, to your point, Phil. And there's a lot of that dominance here at Talladega, with Junior winning 6 times in the Cup Series here.
Senior winning 10 times. That is incredible. But unbelievably good here at this racetrack. Both of those drivers for sure.
Yeah, Josh has more on him.
Well, yeah, guys, in terms of strategy for Bobby entering this race, at Daytona, like you mentioned, he came away with that top 10. But for the most part, during the first part of that race, they ran towards the back. They were content to ride around, keep it clean, come home, and it worked out for them. But Bobby told me earlier today, hey, the plan today is we want to be more aggressive. We want to run in the top 10. We want to hold our position, and when it's time, we want to pounce. So we're seeing that right now, a much more aggressive Bobby Earnhardt in this one, who's been able to stay in the top 10 so far, staying up with that lead pack. A few minutes ago, they came over the radio, said, hey, everybody is content right now to run that bottom line. We've seen things change a little bit more, but he's holding that position. Strong car, feeling confident so far in this race, guys.
+5 so far.
I tell you, who's been aggressive is Daniel Dye, trying to get these side drafts, trying to get back down in line. He's, as I spoke about, I think he's got a fast car. He's able to keep the gaps super close, which shows you kind of break through that air bubble off the front bumper. But you're going to need more than 2 or 3 cars to go against a 10-car pack, especially when there's not a ton of energy from behind. So good notebook there, I think, for them early in the race. I also learned something. I think it shows me that Jack Wood's ready to go. You know, he pulled out a line, tried to give him a help, a sniff with the draft, but right now it's just, you know, too calm, too separated the pack. Like I said, even in that shot, you still can't see the rest of the field. So that's all due to your point, Brent, for the start of the race. Just, you know, too spread out from the starting order. As you see, a bit of contact here.
It's Robusto and Kimmel. 55 and 69 got into each other.
Just a little innocent kiss there, it looked like.
You get to that corner exit, easy to wash the nose. You see some of these cars, you know, wiggling on that turn 4 exit.
Robusto was 3rd here last year, highest ever finish in this series for a female driver, but it's been a rough start in the first 3 races here in 2026 for Isabella, a very talented young driver.
Yeah, a lot of that
55.
not of her making, not of her. You know, last week Cletus McFarland had an oil line come off. Isabella was right there behind him, got in the oil, made significant contact with the outside safety barrier. But having a good run here, and look for Isabella to make her way up into that lead draft here. It's going to be a while, though. They're almost 10 seconds behind this lead draft now, 10 seconds ahead of that second pack.
And now that 24 Dye going backwards on the outside, to your point, with no help.
See Gus Dean, we talked about Gus a few moments ago. He's leading that pack. That's Will Kimmel, that red car, lined up right behind Gus Dean. 3 wide behind them. Sean Corr, that black and yellow number 8, leading that pack.
Yeah, this is about from 11th through your 20th or 25th. This whole cluster of cars, and at this point, with, you know, probably about 10-12 laps left in this segment, these drivers are all vying for position. You know, they need a caution to obviously go contend for the lead, but this is a scramble for sure.
Lap 20 of 76 at Talladega. It's Ruggiero out front, followed by Jack Wood and Thomas Annunziata as we go in car with a number 30 baldeagle.com camera, and that would be our guy Cletus McFarland. A great race so far. He's running 6th. Certainly nobody has more fun than Cletus. Definitely not getting cheated out of life.
And bam!
Can't beat it. He's got a huge following, about 4.5 million.
He doesn't, you know, sometimes you have one thing on your bucket list, but he does like 47 things that people have on their bucket list.
Good for the sport. All right, down to Josh with more.
Well, guys, I mean, we just saw that montage, and we see all the videos. We see Cletus having a ball, which you love to see. But I talked with the team this morning, and Mark Reck, the crew chief for this team, and he told me the thing people don't see is just how smart Cletus is and how good and talented he is behind the wheel. He said he can't do all the things that he's able to do, hop in all these different vehicles and have the success that he's having without the talent. He's learning quick. We saw how much he learned last year when he had that engine trouble, was still able to rally and come home with a top 10. He attributes a lot of that, of course, to the late, great Greg Biffle, of course, a guy he is honoring every time he is back out here on the track. Right now in line, his spotter, that is Kevin Hamlin, said, hey, this is kind of the boring part of the race. We're running in line right now. Cletus said, yeah, I know, but we're in the spot we want to be. Let's keep doing what we're doing, and when it's time to race, we can race.
I love that. That Greg Biffle, obviously, he wears his heart on his sleeve. Nothing is boring. I mean, this was earlier today, and every time he passes a car, it's like a Super Bowl victory in that number 30 car, you can see.
I just love his enthusiasm, and we feel that when we talk to him.
I couldn't even fathom doing that 3 laps into the race.
Well, and you guys called the race at Kansas last week. He was running really well until they dropped an oil line late.
Without a doubt, yeah, he was passing some really good cars. He is really gaining on it, and look, doing an awesome job here, staying up in that lead pack, like he said he was shooting.
His enthusiasm's infectious, but his car control is really impressive. I mean, stuff we saw from Kansas, and you know, this isn't his first time anymore. I mean, I feel like I've commentated on a lot of these with Cletus, and you know, he's got a lot of reps now at these ARCA Menards races. You know, someone who's not having a lot of fun is our man Daniel Dye. We were talking about how fast his car was. He and Jake Bowman were the last 2 to get in line in this single car pack, and they're not even close to the front 8 cars anymore. And that's why you see all these drivers in this single file line, because that is the danger of pulling out a line and not being in touch. And the tough part is this Gustine pack that's sitting in 11th. They're going to have a good chance of catching these cars going way slower, Phil.
All right, down to Caitlin.
Yeah, guys, well, you're absolutely right, Austin. He is frustrated right now for Daniel Dye. Listening to the communication between him and his spotter, Frank Denny, he said, keep learning your air, and I'll help you get back up there. But he said, we need to communicate better to make a better plan to work with these other teams. So that's currently what they're talking about on that radio, Daniel Dye right now in the 10th position.
Yeah, Caitlin, I think that's exactly right. We saw Daniel Dye, and I have no problem with it trying to make that move early, because he's going to be able to overcome that. But you have to have a plan. You have to have some help. You cannot do it alone here, especially when these cars are lined up at the bottom of the racetrack. He found that Jake Bowman was really at the tail end of that lead draft, and just the fact they just shook him off the back of the lead draft. So you need a little bit of help. You need a pusher behind you.
Yeah, Dye was 4th at Daytona, 2nd at Kansas. Just this week signed a 4-race deal to drive that 78 car, starting here at Talladega in the Cup Series coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, he's going to make his Cup debut here. I know, talked to him last week at Kansas before they announced that. He was really excited about that opportunity, and hopefully he can do well tomorrow.
He will have to start from the back in 40th. Austin, you're going to start 13th in the Cup race coming up on Sunday as the defending champ of this race.
They should give you a little better starting position since you're the defending champ, don't you think?
I'm not sure that's how that works, Phil.
Oh, is it not?
Past success does not equal future success. So I'm excited to get going tomorrow. I wish I got to drive my race car as we see these guys working around lap traffic and this lead pack. And these are the types of things that can break up this lead 8 cars, is having to weave in and out of cars. I actually think that's what happened to Daniel Dye. I mean, we saw him making moves, but he ended up getting stuck on the outside with a lap car and cycles to the back, and the back 2 cars just kind of got dropped by these leaders, as we're kind of seeing them all blend into this first group of the lap cars.
To the outside to make the passes, the 18 of Ruggiero. He is led from the drop of the green flag in the 18 for Joe Gibbs Racing, followed by the 28 of Jack Wood. He runs 9th so far today, and we've got our first caution of the day here on lap number 30.
Allie Owens, it looks like the 93 car. I would think more than likely cut down a tire and got into the outside wall here on the front straightaway.
3 top 10s in her career for the 37-year-old from South Daytona. Was running 25th.
You're about 29, 30 laps into the race, and to your point, Phil, that's the only thing I can figure. But you know, obviously had several packs here that were doing a lot of racing or trying to keep pace. A lot of right front damage to that car.
Yeah, hopefully Allie is okay. We see if we can take a look at what
middle of the tri-oval, right at the restart zone. Big hit to the right side of that car.
May very well have been some contact. I thought with a look where that car ended up. You see She's racing with 3 other cars there. More than likely, looks like the tires are up there.
Yeah,
to me.
The trial was a difficult spot. We talk about the banking here. The trial was a lot flatter and doesn't quite have that cornering load. So if there's anywhere where handling is a challenge at Talladega, it will be through that tri oval. Man, you see that big hit.
And it's a turn. That tri oval is a turn. People talk about it being a straightaway, but that is a corner, as you mentioned, not banked near as much as the corners here at Talladega. But that will open the window for these teams to come down pit road. We're not sure if ARCA will deem this as our schedule caution or not, but I think people will come down pit road since they should be in their window now to be able to make it to the end of the race on fuel.
All right, a little strategy coming up then. Making her second start of the year, Allie Owens.
Good to see Allie get out of that car. That was a pretty hard hit.
To your point, Phil, the scheduled caution is at the midpoint, lap 38, as she looks okay under her own power. Lap 38 of the 76, and we're at lap 31 with our first caution here.
Yeah, I think if this caution were to last 4 or 5 laps for the cleanup and to remove Allie's car, then the ARC officials may deem this as the scheduled caution. Remember, non-competitive pit stops, whenever they come down pit road, they will go back on the racetrack and line up how they came on pit road as long as they don't make any mistakes, heavy penalties, or lose a lap. We call these modified live pit stops. 4 crew members allowed over the wall. You can change 4 tires. You can add fuel. You just cannot do that simultaneously.
We were talking about it before the break. I tell you who this really saved from losing a lot more positions was Bowman and Daniel Dye. You know, they were getting caught from that pack at a high rate. I mean, we were about 1 or 2 laps away from them getting consumed by that group. So
and there were 12 cars in that pack.
Yeah, that's almost. Yeah, I mean, you lose 12 spots in 1 lap is going to be difficult to recover from. So I think those guys got a real break from having this yellow earlier than the race break was going to be.
All these teams now waiting to see when and if pit road opens, and it's going to open at some point here. Right now it's still closed, but they're moving safety equipment past the entrance to pit road to attend to Allie's car and the cleanup.
What's the strategy here? What would you do, Phil?
I'd come down pit road, put 4 tires on it, fill it with fuel, and I'm done for the day.
Done. Take a look. Top of the screen here, the 93 of Allie Owens.
You see there's a bit of overlap from the car behind, and yeah. Definitely some contact. And
yeah, I think without a doubt I'm sure there was some contact there. No malicious intent, but nonetheless some contact. Pit road is open. I think we'll see, if not everybody, the majority of the field on pit road here.
Gio Ruggiero in the number 18. JRG has led them all. Followed by Wood and Annunziata, Reimer. Jason Kitzmiller in that 97 runs 5th after a 6th place finish last week. Start of the day, number 2 in points. And here they come.
Remember, non-competitive. You just do not make any mistakes.
All right, Caitlin down on pit road.
Yeah, so far so good for Gio. He is making 3 of his 6 starts, obviously, for Joe Gibbs Racing this year. Just checked in with his crew chief, Matt Ross. He said he's happy with the car. He had no critiques of the balance so far for the 18. That makes sense given his performance thus far. For the 28 of Jack Wood, who's on a little bit of a redemption tour after last week, saying on the radio, it's sketchy if I can't stay on the bottom in the draft. Josh?
Well, for Jason Kitzmiller in that 97 car so far, he's been saying that car is a bit tight, having trouble off of 4, especially. They're going to make some air pressure adjustments with those rear tires. He's also reporting some radio troubles as well. As far as the 70 of Thomas Annunziata, he's been relatively quiet over the radio. The team's been coaching him through wrapping the bottom, staying up with those top 3 cars. So far, it's going to be tires for him, fuel as well, but a strong run so far for the 70 out here, guys.
Josh, Caitlin, thank you. So the leaders came down pit road here a little bit earlier than the scheduled caution, which comes at or around lap 38. Coming green here.
Ryan Huff, that 36 car, did stay on the racetrack. He has not pitted yet. Again, we have the scheduled caution coming up in just a few laps, so he will be able to make his pit work then. But he's going to stay on the racetrack, and he's our leader here at Talladega.
Okay. So one of the lead lap cars stayed out, and it is Huff in the 36. Ruggiero has led them all to this point. The 18 starts on the outside of row 1 with Wood and Annunziata in row number 2.
Yeah, with the exception of 36, this is kind of the most formed up all of our best cars have been for today. So I would expect this to look quite a bit different from the race start.
Pace car pulls off here on lap 36. Scheduled caution now comes at 4. Through the tri-oval and up to speed they come. Back under green here at Talladega.
Unfortunately, I think looked like Jack Wood jumped out of line. Did he jump out of line before he got to the start-finish line?
Definitely before the start-finish line, so we're going to have to get a look at that. But you see Gio Ruggiero able to get a great launch, great push off of the nose of Thomas Annunziata, as we see the packs a lot closer together. I think these drivers are all really more comfortable with the car, but also pretty desperate after that race got single foul so quickly.
Pulling down with the lead once again is Ruggiero, 3 wide down the backstretch.
See third in line on the inside, Taylor Reimer. We talked about her moments ago, a while ago, right behind her teammate, the 28 of Jack Wood. Still waiting for the ARCA officials to let us know if that move was okay by Jack. Looks like Annunziata, the 70, is leading that outside line, but a nice little tandem draft here with the 18 of Ruggiero and the 28 of Jack Wood.
The 28 and the 77 on board the Cletus. The 28 and 77 both out of line on that restart, guys.
Yeah, it sure looked like it. Again, it's a clear-cut rule. There's no gray area. You have to stay in line until you get to the start-finish line. Let's take a look at it. You see there's the 28 of Jack Wood moving out of line. You see the 77, her teammate, or his teammate Taylor Reimer, going to do the same thing. Yeah, that's just a mistake that unfortunately they're going to have to pay for. It's going to cost them all the track position.
Yeah, we see it
now. They have to be careful. Do not speed up pit road. Do not make it worse. We know the caution's going to come out in just a couple laps. You're not going to lose a lap. You're just going to lose your track position. Just don't make it worse. Don't slide the tires where you guys will have to change again.
Don't look now, but look who inherited second place here. Do we think Cletus is going to go for a race for the lead?
Cletus, his best finish, 9th at Charlotte. Last year, he was 10th here at Talladega last season. He's up into second behind Ruggiero.
How about Jake Finch? Now, remember, we showed Jake Finch leading that race at Daytona earlier this year on the last lap. He's lined up behind Cletus there, that white number 15 Phoenix construction car.
That bottom lane losing those 2 cars going to go to pit road. It's really helped this outside lane kind of reestablish, get closer to this front group. I think some of these drivers are still a little skeptical if that outside lane's going to be strong or not. You don't want to tank all the way to the back, but this field looks like there's a lot more energy right now. You see Jason Kitzmiller trying to work that side draft.
Daniel Dye now 4th in line on the inside. He overcame that loss of the draft early on before that caution flag. And Will Kimmel, how about, we talked about the trials and tribulations of Will Kimmel. That's him 5th in line on the inside.
Speeding penalty for both the 28 and the 77 going down pit road for their pass-through penalty. So, man, insult to injury for that race team.
Well, this outside lane just went from having a shot to losing about 10 spots. They weren't organized enough. They went 3 wide through the tri-oval, and it's going to take them a lot of time and a lot of good effort to get back up. You see a few cars already darting back down to the bottom, afraid of this bottom freight train.
Yeah, that's right. Now Kitzmiller screaming at his spotter, let me know when I'm clear or low. Let me know when I'm clear or low. Have a car coasting on the inside of the racetrack over in turn 4. That looked like it might have been Monte Tipton in that 17 car. We know the caution will be coming out here momentarily.
Scheduled caution at or around 40. We are there. Now on to lap number 41 of 76 here at Talladega with Ruggiero out front, followed by Cletus, then Finch, and our second caution flag waves here.
Obviously going to be a huge break for the 28 of Jack Wood, the 77 of Taylor Reimer. They would be required to come to pit road again to serve that penalty. They didn't lose a lap the initial time, but after that second time down pit road, it may have been questionable, but this caution is going to save them.
ARCA Racing on FS1 is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. And by Bounty, the quicker picker-upper. Had some rain, overcast conditions in the morning, but it's cleared off pretty nicely for racing a doubleheader here today. And of course, the Cup Series race coming up tomorrow afternoon. Let's take a look at the Richmond mid-race report. It's been that 18. JGR at the front, Gio Ruggiero, who won at Daytona, won at Kansas. Technically have had 2 leaders. 29 currently on the lead lap.
Yeah, Ryan Huff stayed out during that first caution flag, so he led 4 laps. He's our second leader. And we're hearing from the ARCA officials because of the penalty for speeding on pit road for Jack Wood and Taylor Reimer. They will have to restart at the tail end of the longest line, which is a huge penalty here, Austin. You don't know if you're going to get another caution to close this field up. We saw how Daniel Dye just made a move and lost the draft. These 2 cars are going to start out behind that lead pack draft, and it could be really challenging for them the rest of the way.
Yeah, 2 of the fastest cars in the field. It'll be interesting to watch their progress after this restart.
They had to do the pass-through penalty off the violation on the restart, and then of course after that the speeding penalty. So they start at the back when we do get back under green. In the meantime, down to pit road once again for Josh.
Well, how about Cletus McFarland up to P2 on the board when the caution came out? The team came over the radio, told him good job, and he simply said, doing it for the Biff, baby. He got back to focusing right after that and asked the team what the strategy should be for this restart. A big restart for him, starting up front to see how he handles this. They're waiting to hear back from the 18 as how they're going to handle it with Gio. In terms of the 15, though, of Jake Finch, during that first run, he was having trouble with that car. It kept washing up the track. They made some adjustments, said the car is much better, but still sketchy on the trioval. Remember, Jake is a guy who won here 2 years ago, leading every single lap of this race. Really wants to get back to victory lane, Caitlin.
Just behind Jake Finch is Daniel Dye. Had a chance to talk with him about making his return to the ARCA Menards Series. He said, it's been a while since I felt like I was in really competitive equipment, so it's been fun for me to have that mindset that winning could be a very real possibility every time I get in the race car. But his team just telling him moments ago across the radio, you're back in the game here, just be smart here, guys.
Yeah, it wasn't looking good there for a moment, but +3 overall from 7th to 4th so far, so running in the top 5. Good start to the season, and again his Cup debut comes here at Talladega tomorrow.
I still want to know how Cletus knew that he was on camera. There's not like there's an on-air red light in there. No, it must be a YouTuber thing. You just know when that thing's on.
It is Brendan Queen who will win the season opener at Daytona. Dominating the event, Brendan Queen wins at Kansas. Queen is going to grab win number 3 in 2025. He gets the job done at Michigan. B-Nation time tonight, boys.
Queen takes the checkered flag for the 4th time this season on the Monster Mile.
Brendan Butterbean Queen wins at Iowa Speedway. 6th win of the season. Brendan Butterbean Queen wins at DeCoin. The best of the best in ARCA competition have been able to win at Salem. Brendan Butterbean Queen is going to add his name to that list. 7th win of 2025.
Longest highlight video of all time, because all he did last year was win.
That was obnoxious, all those wins, wasn't it?
There's some great wins.
I don't think that'll ever get old. You know, it's been a while. I was joking. I haven't had a waffle in a while, so it was actually Kansas was last. So looking forward to doing that in a truck soon.
Yeah, he is Brendan Butterbean Queen points champion here last year, and of course always goes to the Waffle House to celebrate. You are full-time in the Truck Series, 7th at Daytona, top 10 at Bristol. How's it been so far?
Man, it's fun, you know, just to have a home and be a face of an OEM like Ram and just help build the program. You know, it's I've never been able to be a part of something like that, so I think it's special, and like I'm very thankful for it because it's you get to wake up and you'll be a NASCAR driver for a living. Like that's what we all dream of. So super cool.
What a daunting task though for you guys. 5 teams starting from scratch full time.
It's tough, and like I tell everybody, like we started here and it's just going to get better. It's going to take time, but super proud of everybody at the shop, at Colleague. I mean, to put 1 truck on the track is tough with a new OEM, and they're doing 5 a week, so it's a lot of work going on.
All right, so we talked about all the wins last year, and because of that, this is a really cool honor this weekend here at Talladega. ARCA Wall of Champions. That is where you are now at here on the infield here at Talladega Superspeedway. What an honor that is, huh?
It's insane, you know, when you think about the people that are on that wall and to know your face is going to be there forever. You know, as a kid, you dream of being in some type of Hall of Fame in a sport that you love. And I was joking with him, I hope that's the first of many. Hopefully we have a long career and can go in the big Hall of Fame one day. But that is still an honor at a place like Talladega, you know, for me and my family. And I told everybody that helped me along the way, late model racing and legend cars. It's so many crew members that volunteered and gave up their weekends, and all the sponsors that helped me. It wasn't just me, so that's for everybody.
Man, the ARCA Series did so much for you. You did so much for this series. What makes the ARCA Menards Series special and important for the maturation of all the drivers trying to make it as a star in this sport?
I'll tell you, I mean, really for me, that's where the Butterbean became a nationwide name, you know? Like, people knew me more than just at short tracks, and I got the mile-and-a-half experiences and got to race at places that the Cup guys were at. So learned so much to get me prepared for what I'm doing now.
You mind hanging with us for a few minutes and calling some racing?
Absolutely.
Brendan Butterbean Queen, defending champ here in the ARCA Menards Series and now full-time in the Truck Series. Currently 14th in points with a couple of top 10s. Following our second caution of the day with 31 to go, and when they come to the line, it'll be 30. Green flag back in the air and back underway here at Talladega Superspeedway. And Gio Ruggiero has led all but one lap. He's on the bottom of row one and looking to nose out in front once again on the race start as he bumps doors with Cletus.
Butterbean, how about Cletus McFarland up there on the front row racing for the lead at Talladega?
I'd like to think it was my advice in the media center yesterday with him. I told him he had to get to the end and have friends here, and I mean, he's got the bald eagle door slamming with 30 to go here. So that's Cletus for you. I love it.
Cletus trying to lead here. Door to door with the 18 on lap 47. He got up front and now trying to do something about it. Fading back a little here on that top line at the moment.
He did a good job to grab that side draft, because this bottom lane is definitely a bit more organized. As we head into the tri-oval, Daniel Dye's recovered to the front. I think he's got a really good pusher behind him to get to the front of the field, and see if he leads his first lap here. But Gio's got a fast car.
Yeah, he's got a good pusher behind him too, in that 15 of Jake Finch. Jake actually 2 years ago led every single lap to win this race.
Of course, at the front of the field that we've seen Jake Finch today.
Yeah, we talked about some of his up and downs and some issues, engine issues in the first part of this race, but here he is as things start to get interesting in the final 30 laps, running third in that 15 car.
Yeah, Cletus is doing a nice job hanging in there with a side draft. A nice push from the 24 of Daniel Dye. Actually pushes him out front of the 18.
Cletus McFarland in front here at Talladega in the 30.
Daniel Dye's doing his job getting that side draft off Gio Ruggiero, keeping this outside line in it. Now Cletus has a tough job of what do I do now that I'm here?
If Cletus pulls this off, I would be scared to be in the infield tonight. I can tell you that right now.
The Boulevard will be rocking tonight.
It's already crazy on a Saturday night this weekend, and Cletus McFarland, his first career lap led, and it comes here on the Superspeedway.
Just quite amazing. Quite amazing what he's been able to do in such a short period of time with hardly any experience in these type of vehicles.
That's impressive. He got the lead on the outside. I mean, it's hard on the ARCA Series to do that. He had a good push from Daniel, but I'd want to be leading if I was at this race. You can control it a little bit.
And Phil, look at that 69 car, by the way. Love the in-car camera for Cletus McFarland. He's got the lead. Will Kimmel, after blowing an engine yesterday, had to buy a new one. Here he is running in fourth in that 69.
Yeah, doing an amazing job. His and his dad, his entire crew did a nice job getting that car put back together. He actually inhaled a little bit of smoke. He had to make a trip to the infield care center. And fortunately, Will got back over to the race car and obviously put this thing back together, doing an awesome job.
2 laps led for Cletus McFarland in the 30.
It's crazy how much that outside lane's kind of dissipated as Cletus got the lead, pulled down, strung the bottom along, and Daniel Dye hasn't been able to get much of a push or help from behind. And all these drivers are starting to get really worried that we're going to see that freight train on the bottom again. As you see, everybody's ducking back down to the bottom. And who's the guy leading the thing? Cletus.
Brett Jones racing in the Ford, the Bradenton, Florida native. To this point, it's been maybe more fun than being a guy that's going to contend for wins, but right now he is very much in contention at the point on lap 50 with 27 to go.
I bet you Cletus is not quiet in that car right now. He's probably hooting and hollering. Oh, caution tail.
Yeah, debris in turn 3 brings out our third caution here on lap 51.
Yeah, this is going to be a break for Jack Wood and Taylor Reimer. Right now, they're both still outside the top 15. Made a penalty on a restart. Got out of line. Got a penalty.
Oh, is that what
on the
I
restart.
missed it coming up here? So
yeah,
I wasn't sure
that's
what had happened.
Lost all their track position. Obviously, still on the lead lap, but they're going to need these cautions to bunch the fields back up.
Yeah, Jack's got my spotter, obviously Derek Nealon, and I'm sure it's going to be fun to watch if they can get some runs. Derek does such a good job, you know, up top of these restricted plate races.
Welcome back to the Alabama Manufactured Housing 200. 24 to go. The 30 car is out front. And how about this? Never thought I would say this. We're going to put Butterbean to work. Butterbean going to dial up Cletus.
This is going to be good. Hey, Cletus, this is the bean in the booth, bud. You got me, Bald Eagle?
I got you, Butterbean.
What'd I tell you yesterday in that media center, boy?
That driver to the front, buddy.
I like it. You didn't even take no crud off the 18. Little door slap, baby. You got the side skirts flared like my mullet. And I'm scared to be on the boulevard if you win this thing, boy.
Brother, I'm winning this thing. I'm winning this race. Mark my words, I am winning this race. For Biff.
Do it for Biff, baby. We're gonna see you try to manage these lanes here. You got any friends that are gonna stay with you, or you feel like you know what to do here?
Brother, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. But I'm gonna floor it, win this drag race, and hopefully ride it out.
Well, I'll leave you with this, bud. Just don't let them pass you. Whatever you got to do, bud. Make that back bumper wide. Listen to your spotter, and if Cletus gets this done, it's gonna be a party, bud.
Everybody coming to 1 to go. We'll take the bottom here.
Yep, there it is.
He's locked in.
We're locked
He's locked in.
That was one of the greatest radio interviews I've ever been witness to.
I'm trying to get a backup job, you know.
There was a lot of lingo there that I would not have been able to produce. So I appreciate your presence here, man.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest things I've done. So never thought I'd be dialing him up, but
well, tell us what's going through his mind right now, because you're fairly new to this. Obviously, have the success that we saw, but like, racing super speedways, getting the lead for the first time, the job is completely different. What goes through your mind if it's your first time?
Well, on this deal here, obviously you got to get a clean restart, but you also don't want to get too far out. So you got to make sure you stay, you know, kind of linked up with whoever your pusher is. Important choice. He took the bottom. I mean, in the ARCA, I think that's the smartest choice. The yellow line is your friend. Spotter is your friend. The biggest thing, like when I got the lead at Daytona, was not to get too far out and let them build a run, especially like you got OEMs working together. But for me, I got the lead and couldn't slow down. I did not expect that all day. I couldn't push through the bubble, got the lead, and it was like Derek, I remember yelling at me, like, slow down. I'm like, I am on the brakes, bud.
So what you're saying is telling Cletus to lift is going to be one of the difficult things about this restart?
Drag some brake, baby. That's all. I mean, he just has to be disciplined here. You don't want to get baited into making a move. You don't need to. You have control of the race. I feel like the runs in ARCA are a little different than trucks and stuff. So I think that's why I said earlier, I'd want to be leading over having to have somebody go with me, because the runs aren't the same.
All right, let's check in with Caitlin.
Well, we heard Phil talking about the fact that Jake Bowman's one of the only driver who's finished in the top 10 in every race so far this year, and it looks like he could be poised to do that once again. Talked with his crew chief, Doug George, about Jake's performance so far. He told me he's incredibly mature for just being 19 years old. He knows where he needs to be as far as taking risks, especially at a place like this. But he said, even for me as crew chief, I'm still learning these cars every day. It's very different from the Craftsman Truck Series, where he spent the primary portion of his career, but looking good right now for that 20 and 5th, guys.
Yeah, leading in points, second at Daytona, 6th at Phoenix, and 3rd at Kansas last week.
Jake is 19 as of Wednesday. He turned 19 years old on Wednesday.
This is the first time we haven't had Gio lead one of these restarts too. You know how aggressive he is, and it's gonna be interesting to see how he's able to manage this restart with Will Kimmel behind him.
22 to go when they come to the line. Cletus McFarland is out front.
I think Gio will be the most experienced with the side drafts here too.
Green flag back in the air at Talladega. Good restart on the outside from Ruggiero in the 18.
You know, Gio won the truck race here last year, so he knows how to get to victory here at this racetrack. He's got slight edge right now. Good push by Will Kimmel.
Kimmel in the 69 having himself a day from the back up to row number 2.
That's the longest we've seen these leaders stay attached, as we see this outside line still attached with Will Kimmel pushing that 18 car back out to the lead. And there's going to be a huge run from these lead cars. You see Cletus get that side draft. That's going to be super important, but what's even more important for Gio is to get control of this race. But as you talked about, Brendan, this lead is massive from that side draft. What's he going to do when the pack gets to him?
Man, so I was in that same situation at Daytona, and luckily when they got to me, the run kind of stalled out, but Cletus is not going to wait.
Here he goes.
Up for the side draft, gets the block. It's going to be a drag race to the line to see who leads this lap.
He told us he was going to win, did he not?
He
said right it
true
down.
to his word, leads the next lap. What a great move by Cletus to retain the lead.
From the outside once again, Cletus McFarland back to the point here at Talladega with 21 remaining.
Had a nice push by the 15 of Jake Finch to get him out front. Jake needs a little bit of help out there on that outside line. You see him losing some ground.
He's fading on the top, getting squirrely behind him.
There's Will Kimmel going to pick Jake up now.
We've already got 4 cars, 5 cars clear on the bottom lane. So at this point, if you're Gio, do you want to go for a race-leading move, or he's still got 21 laps to go? What's the decision that he's going to make? That's what we're watching as we see the bottom lane still continue to clear more cars.
If I'm Gio, I like riding here for a while. I don't think I necessarily have to have that lead back right now.
Yeah, the thing that I look at when I watch it is, so Cletus doesn't really have numbers up there. You've got the 18, obviously a Toyota, and then you got the Nitro cars. So if you're the 18, does Nitro go with you? I don't know, but I think you want to have your teammates there.
I don't think the Nitro as Toyota looks at the 18 as a teammate.
I don't think so either.
You probably have more experience than we do from watching.
The 18 tended to work with us a lot more than them, so I don't know.
He probably had more friends than he does at the moment. He runs second right here behind Cletus, and then Bowman, the points leader, and then number 20 runs third. He's third, and Annunziata fourth, and Dean 6th, Finch 8th, and Robusto in 13th. She was third here last year.
Austin, would you say when you're leading this thing, these are the longest laps?
Well, it's crazy because you spend so much more time looking out the back of the car than you do at the front. It's crazy to think. It's like you're on a drive home and you don't realize that you just drove 10 miles.
Oh yeah.
You weren't even paying attention. That's this. You have no idea what's actually happening in front of you because you're listening to that spotter, trying to process that information, what to do with it. Even when it's seemingly calm in these moments, as you see a little puff of smoke back there, seemingly calm in these moments, inside the driver's mind, it is anything but.
Yeah,
they're so organized now on the bottom. It's really hard for anybody.
Oh,
we got trouble.
The 7 spins. It's Eric Caudell.
He just cuts it.
Oh, big impact.
Man.
7 car came back up the track in front of the 75.
75 of Brian Doza.
I don't think you could see in the smoke is what happened there.
Absolutely. Now, I probably wasn't expecting that 7 to come straight back up the track.
Wow.
So Caudell and Doza will bring out caution number 4 here on lap 58.
Hard hit there.
Look at
Hard
the back of that thing.
The quarter panel's deleted.
Wow.
It all happens that fast.
I tell you what, you don't realize you're going that fast till you got to stop, and then it doesn't stop. I'll tell you this, the first time I went to Daytona, and that's what I tell everybody is, you didn't realize the sensation of speed until you were on pit road and had to turn to go in the garage. And you're like, I'm still running like 60 miles an hour here. Like,
I'm not sure I can make this turn.
See this 7 car right there going into turn 3. Oh, side-by-side contact with the 89 of Bobby Dale.
And he just turned back down away to get away from the 89 and lost the back end. And then, as you mentioned, there's smoke there. Brian Doza came along and just couldn't see.
Did he like lock it up, you think? And that's why you.
Looks like he's already locked the rears here. Yeah, Brendan, I think you're right. He's
that
already
thing
sideways.
whipped around like that. Oh,
that's a huge impact. Rear of that car crushed like that. But I think the 75 was easily trying to go to the high side because there was room for a car and a half up there. But to your point, I think he just stopped on the brakes,
stabbed it,
and got the wheel hop going and locked the rears.
Walk us through that, Austin. I always feel like, and I learned a long time ago, like when there's a wreck, easier said than done, but like the best method I've found, not here's crazy, but in general, is like you've got to get off the brake to turn. It's not going to turn while you're on it.
I've always felt that there are two race car drivers in the world. There's drivers that hit the brakes for wrecks, and there's drivers that stand on the gas. And I have missed wrecks from standing on the gas. I've hit wrecks really hard from standing on the gas. So
yeah.
It sounds like you and I are about the same. But yeah, no fault to the 75 there. Just a kind of an unfortunate situation with the 7 coming back up on the track, and this awkward contact into turn 3 was what sent him around.
You also have to bear in mind, too, if you slam on the brakes, you're liable to get run into from behind as well. So, because they're not going to see it quite as quickly as you do.
As for our ARCA race here to kick off the weekend, a couple of cars on the hook after our 4th caution was brought out by.
Not sure where you even hook that up to anymore.
Yeah.
They had to get the A post involved.
It's a little cattywampus there, isn't it?
The fuel cell is in the back of the seat.
Eric Caudell in the 7. Doza collected as well. Next 3 races here in the ARCA Menards Series. Race number 5 of 20 comes up in 2 weeks, Friday, May 8th. Little matinee at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, it's going to be great. What a great racetrack. What a great area up there in the Finger Lakes region of New York.
Following weekend, it's a Saturday night race in prime time at Toledo. Used to be where we would have the championship race.
Home game for the ARCA Menards Series.
And then Michigan, June 5th, 5 Eastern on FS2. Henry Ford Health 200 for that one.
Oh, a good variety there.
Absolutely. And that's what we love about this series. Talked about the 20 race schedule. And early on in the season, it's every couple of weeks, and it really starts to pick up as we get into the summer. And you know that all too well. It becomes week by week, maybe getting a week off here and there.
Yeah, it's always nice to get in that. You know, when you race week to week, you get in a rhythm. It's hard with the off weeks to really keep that going.
Hard like that contact right there, Butterbean.
Right. I'm glad I wasn't in that.
Yeah.
Doza got up in the smoke, and
I'm sure that felt great.
There's Caudell waving to the crowd. Good to see him get out of that car.
Caudell was having a nice race, running 13th in that 7 car, and then Doza nowhere to go. As you talked about, Butterbean, just with the smoke, couldn't see anything, couldn't see that 7 coming back up the track.
Austin said it best. It happens fast.
It will also happen fast. We only have 15 laps left in this race.
Such a fine line, Austin. I know it's a cliche, but since you did win it here last year, such a fine line between getting wrecked and finishing in 35th place or winning the dang thing.
Well, other than winning the race here last April, I can't tell you the last super speedway race that I finished, period, or like without massive damage or many laps down. It was probably the 2025 Daytona 500.
This place hasn't been, I've raced here twice and it has not been kind to me. I ran to O'Reilly's race and got in that wreck on like lap 11, and I wrecked in the ARCA race last year too. So
yeah, it's as a driver, you walk into here and in Daytona, I mean, you know what you're up against as far as the survival of the race and what it's going to take, but you ask for the opportunity to get out of the front like we see Cletus, and you have to be prepared to do what it takes to hold on to that lead, win the race, and you know a lot of that is due to impatience or bad decision making, or just, you know, I don't want to say bad luck, but you know the type of racing that this is as close as you're running, sometimes those things just happen.
We've talked about Jake Finch winning this race 2 years ago. Right now, just outside the top 10. More on him. Here's Josh.
Well, you guys are talking about decision making, and we saw Jake Finch was 4th during that last restart, and he's all the way back in 12th right now. And during that caution, his spotter Tyler Mon came over the radio and talked to him, was asking him about getting off the bottom line during that last run. He had all the teammates lined up, they were making a push. He tried to make a move, and it ended up with him being shuffled back. So he said, just bank that, learn from that experience. Now we got to be calculated. Now we got to be smart with the moves we make the rest of the way with 15 laps to go. But you guys could speak to how fast things happen and and how important it is when you have that line to stay in line with your teammates, even when you want to be a little bit more aggressive, right, guys?
Yeah, when you have those moments to sit under caution and review and talk about those things, that happens so often between driver, spotter, and crew chief at this type of racetrack. It happens so many times, whether if it's things you reviewed or things you want to be on the same page with. I think that's great information from driver to spotter to, hey, we missed this, but next time it happens, we know how we're going to respond and how we're going to react and be on the same page about it.
I think this restart is going to be important. That's what I think.
I completely agree. I mean, I think we've seen it enough times now today that bottom lane does start to break away. The outside lane is very vulnerable. It's kind of peaky. And I think it's going to be important to get the launches right. But at the same time, Cletus took the lead from the outside. So it is possible. And I think it's going to take a good combination of cars to make it work.
Yeah, he had a lot of help to take that lead from the outside from Jake Finch. But unfortunately, it cost Jake Finch now, as we just talked about, outside the top 10.
That is Talladega in a nutshell. ARCA Menards Series race number 4 here in 2026. We talked to Cletus. He's at the front. His good buddy is Squirrel McNutt.
Speaking of nuts, let's see if we can talk to the squirrel. Hey, Squirrel McNutt, Phil Parsons and the boys in the Fox booth. You got a copy?
I got you loud and clear, Rubber Ducky.
Man, you've been doing a great job here, running up in the top 20 here. First time at Talladega, did an awesome job at Kansas last week. Hey, by the way, you know your wingman's up there leading, don't you?
I see my teammate up there leading the race. He's just got his wings stuck like a bald eagle. He's soaring through there, just shaking and baking.
I think he's waiting for you to get up there and help him.
That's exactly what I'm trying to do, brother. We almost had it for a second, got sucked back a little bit, but we'll see what we come up with.
All right, buddy, doing a great job. Finish it off.
And 4.
Great interview, Rubber Ducky.
Yeah, man. We got Rubber Ducky, Squirrel, Cletus, and Butterbean.
There's a lot going on. See, I feel like, honestly, you're on the ARCA Wall of Champions. I mean, Squirrel McNutt's not on the ARCA Wall of Champions. We got Squirrel McNutt on the screen. I feel like we can make a petition to get Butterbean on that race car.
I think it should be in there somewhere on it. I told y'all how we had Butterbean on the back of a truck a couple years ago, and they told us to take it off. So we tried.
Need a politic for that a bit.
Yeah, NASCAR, help me out. Bean Nation will approve of it.
Priorities.
Oh, yeah. Bean Nation, love it.
All right, 1 to go for this restart. You guys talk about how important this restart is. Remaining in control of the race is so critical here. We're going to be just outside 10 laps to go when we get this restart.
Be a shootout at Talladega. Can't ask for more. You talked about Squirrel just inside the top 20. He was 12th at Kansas last week. You talk about Cletus here at the front. His best finish was 9th at Charlotte last year. Top 10 at this race, 10th last year. And now he is gunning for his first win against a man in that 18 car that is 2 for 2 so far this season. Winning at at Daytona and then winning at Kansas as well.
Nitro teammates, both in row number 2, Annunziata in that 70 and Bowman in the 20.
I feel like that's the furthest forward we've seen Gus Dean.
I really like that outside line.
Yeah, it's the best and most organized group of experienced drivers I think there's been up there.
You got Daniel Dye. We know he was a good pusher earlier on, and you got the Nitro cars all lined up. I think if they can just stay connected and not get too far out like we talked, I mean, that looks like an organized line to me.
Glad you mentioned Dean. He started 15th. He was concerned about some of the younger drivers in front of him getting in trouble in this race. He said he would be very patient. He won in Talladega in 2016. He won at Daytona 2 years ago. And he's running 6th here for the restart.
See Isabella Robusto right behind that red car of Daniel Dye. That's the first time Isabella, I think, has been up in the top 10. Remember, finished 3rd here last year. Best female finish ever at this racetrack in the ARCA Series.
She just had a rough start to the year. A 37th, a 21st, and a 22nd. Phil, you mentioned not of her doing for the most part with those results, but Here she is in the top 10 in that 55.
Remember, no restart zone here in the ARCA Menards Series, just a restart line. The start of the restart zone is their restart line. Gio has to be careful and let the 30 of Cletus launch first.
I think he just has to hit the line first, right? And then after that, it's fair game?
Yeah.
That's how it was last year?
Yeah, if Cletus doesn't go, then you can go.
Cletus, the control car, green flag, back in the air. It's an 11-lap shootout at Talladega. Good restart again on the outside from Ruggiero in the 18. Cletus holding his own, though, on the bottom with a good push from Jake Bowman.
That outside lane is super organized right now, super tight as you see everybody trying to get organized off of turn 2, trying to carry this run down the back. Both the bottom and the top are in a tandem draft as Gio starts to get away. But I think Cletus has a good push here from Jake Bowman to try and hold the lead.
Yeah. When they got disconnected there, that messed Gio up pretty big. So Cletus, it worked out here for Cletus. So hopefully he can manage the runs now.
The 2 cars clear on the bottom, almost 3. And Bowman's got a lot of teammates in that outside as well, and you see him fade up to the top of the racetrack. And Cletus is starting to look in that mirror as you see Gio getting a nice good push back into the tri-oval, and these drivers are going to start getting aggressive inside 10 to go.
Yeah, probably the most experience, as you mentioned, in the field, Gus Dean with a big push on the 18 of Gio.
Gus Dean in the 25, second row outside.
Big push on corner entry to Cletus. He did a good job of hanging on to it, but for good reason. They're both tandem for both rows. As you see Gus Dean thinking about leaving that 18 out to dry. That's a huge move for Gus Dean to try and make it forward. Gio doesn't like it, gets a side draft. It's going to pull the whole field back to him. Cletus is going to have a big gap to the car behind him.
I think I like that if I'm Gus Dean, to try to shuck that 18 out of this draft. We know how strong that car is. He has a teammate right in front of him and a teammate right behind him. Bowman's going to jump to the outside line up in front of Gio.
I can't believe he. I figured he was going to wait for Gus being teammates there. So that was I think he felt like having Daniel and Gio up there pushing was his best shot. But I thought Gus was going to be a really good pusher for him.
To your point, Brandon, some great cars still on that outside road. So I don't think that thing's dead yet, because we've already seen it die. You know, the outside lane die at points in the run where we see it make another charge. Bowman going to the lead to the outside with a great push from Gio.
3 wide, further back in the field. Oh! It's the 20 of Bowman getting spun out of line.
And that's what happens, Austin. The pushes get
a great push turns into a bad push
harder.
real fast. We're still green right now, though.
Stay green here at Talladega. 9 to go. Cletus out front.
I'm not taking blame for that. I told Cletus do whatever you got to do, but I didn't. I don't have a joystick up there, you know. So
this has really disconnected this pack. As see Annunziata go with Gio. Leave Cletus out. Cletus is going to have to side draft here as they bump into the tri-oval. It's hard to get a push through here.
That's one way to side draft, I think.
Trading paint between the 18 and the 30. Good battle at the front, Ruggiero.
Huge push from Annunziata. They get both of them clear. Gus Dean as well with momentum as his pack kind of gets reorganized after we had a spin off a 2 last lap.
Annunziata finished second in his ARCA debut at Daytona a couple years ago, so he knows how to get it done on these type of racetracks.
Robusto the first time today. She is up in the top 5.
Andy J as well, that 71 gray and white car. Ooh, there's Squirrel McNutt in the middle.
Down the middle goes the 0 of Squirrel McNutt.
He said he was going to make something happen. He was trying right there.
Well, Annunziata got to the outside of Gio. Gio didn't throw the block on him, kind of just let it happen naturally. It'd be interesting to see if that was a good move or not, as we got a tight group of cars in both lanes.
Ruggiero in the 18, Annunziata in the 70.
These pushes are still getting aggressive, pushing the tri-oval like that. That whole outside lane is on top of each other. Will Kimmel shove in the middle, taking advantage.
We saw at the very top of the show how a push goes bad at Daytona on the last lap earlier this year. We're getting in that time with only 7 laps to go.
And now it's Annunziata in the 70 at the point.
The pay window is opening.
These pushes are getting aggressive as Annunziata gets a huge lead. Gus Dean gets put 3 wide. Will Kimmel goes top of 3 with Isabella Robusto. Get it all the way inside the top 3. She drops down to the bottom. This is crazy racing right now.
Pay window open indeed.
Oh, no!
The 70 is around. It's Thomas Annunziata.
I think Will Kimmel and the 70
Still
got together.
Squirrel.
Caution out for the 5th time. with 7 to go, a big one here at Talladega.
Annunziata goes from having a huge lead in the race to getting wrecked. As you see a ton of good fast race cars crash off of turn 4 there.
Yeah, that's the 70 of Annunziata. Tim Richmond in the 27 also involved. We just had talked about the fact that these pushes get more aggressive the later we go. Bobby Earnhardt had such a good run, running in the top 10 early on. Bryce Hageberg also involved. Ryan Huff. There's the one of Andrew Patterson.
Did the 18 get a part of that?
Yeah, we're gonna have to see a few angles.
Yeah, we'll take a look and see.
Officially 6 to go here.
Replay here shortly.
5th caution, our biggest moment of the race right here.
That's Isabella Robusto in the 55. Will Kimmel gets hung in behind the 70 of Bowman. There may be some contact right here. I thought this is where it started.
Yeah, just a bad push in the center of the corner there. I'm not sure Annunziata did anything wrong, and obviously this happens in front of the entire field, and a lot of smoke, a lot of nowhere to go, and a lot of contact for a lot of cars.
Did Daniel Dye, you see bottom of the screen, did he get by that without any damage?
I think he did.
If he had any, it wasn't much.
Might have been on the left rear quarter panel, just a little bit. I couldn't
see. The middle opened up for just a second. And then Will Kimmel was there, and he made contact with the 70 of Bowman. And you can see there's nothing but smoke on the racetrack.
You're right, Ruggiero might have gotten a little bit of a piece of that in the 18.
Yeah, you look at his front fender.
Yeah.
Down here.
A lot of damage to the right front fender.
Yep. That's a good amount.
It's definitely going to affect the performance of that car.
But if it's still driving straight, I don't think I'm pitting.
Absolutely not with this few laps left. I think Cletus might have gotten out of here okay as well.
See, there's Cletus right there, bottom of your screen, getting by. Daniel Dye does have some damage. You see Ryan Huff into the back of Daniel Dye.
Yeah, I would say there's only a few cars that don't have damage. 71 of Jankowiak getting through there. Big damage for the 11 on that impact.
Yeah, Hageberg, yeah.
North Dakota State car. Robusto might have been the biggest winner of all this. She has scored as the leader at the moment here in the ARCA Menards Series. Caution 5 here at Talladega under the red flag cleanup after a big wreck here late in the race. Before the big one, it was Cletus and Bowman, and a spin out for the 20 car here. Cletus, another close call, Phil.
You see that 18, Cletus just comes off the bottom of the racetrack a little bit, makes just a little bit of contact with the left rear of Bowman. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much of a nudge to turn him around. Jake really did a nice job keeping that car out of the inside wall.
And you can hear Cletus lifts before that big lift, and he's getting a push from Gustine. And when the banking goes away off of turn 2, the car definitely gets pretty light. So I'd call this just a racing incident, maybe not even a bad judgment, just difficult spot to be put in as a leader getting pushed.
And you mentioned Gus, I think, was against the rear bumper of Cletus too. So, but after all of this, our leader is that 55 of Isabella Robusto. A chance to maybe make history here and become the first female ever to win in the ARCA Menards Series.
That's exactly right. 3rd on this track here last year. And Josh is standing by with the crew chief.
Yeah, that's right. Standing by with Glenn Parker and your drivers up front. You guys have had a calculated but quiet day. So what are you telling Isabella as you guys get set to go back and try and bring this thing home?
We just need to use our teammates, or our one teammate left over here. Just stay up front and take this thing home.
Bring me through this day, because it's been, like I mentioned, relatively quiet for you. I know you guys got the team in order, were able to move calculated through the field, but now is when things get crazy. How'd you get yourselves into position, and what has to happen now?
We just had to pick the right line at the right time. Now it's just up to a good push and try to see what happens next.
Appreciate your time. Good luck the rest of the way. A chance for this 55 team to make some history out here today, guys.
And to what they talked about, Phil, she's got the right guy there with a veteran, Gustine.
She really does. But we saw a couple years ago when Gustine won Daytona that it was more important for him to win Daytona than maybe work with his teammates. So I don't know if that's the same situation we're going to see here. There was some miscommunication during that win with Gus Dean. So hopefully their communication will be clear. But again, you don't want to say, okay, I'm going to work with my teammate. I want to finish second here. You know, you want to be able to win. You want to be able to finish 1-2. And I think that's going to be critical for those Nitro teammates.
How do you manage that, Austin, with your teammates?
Well, it's good being in the lead, and she did a great job getting there. And then from here, you can start to think about the scenarios, really. I mean, we only have a handful of laps. We're red flag with 6 to go now. It's probably going to be at a maximum 3 laps left in the race once we do go back green. So I think right now, under caution, she's going through the restart scenario, you know, what she wants to do with the launch. You know, there's no choose cone in the ARCA Menards Series, so she knows where other cars are going to line up around her. The team does as well. So it's going to be important for her to execute this and understand where her teammates are, where the people are that she can possibly trust. But past that, you know, lean on her experience from being out front in these fields before. As Phil's mentioned already, she's been up front at these races, especially at Talladega before. So it'll be very important for execution here.
Why don't we see what she's thinking right now, coming firsthand. Hey, Isabella, Phil Parsons and the boys in the Fox booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got a copy. There you go.
We've done an awesome job today. Kept that car out of trouble. Been a quiet day. Now you find yourself up front. We've been talking about scenarios. We just talked to your crew chief, talking about working with your teammate. What's going through your mind right now, Isabella?
Yeah, just thinking through this restart here, who my help's going to be and how many laps are left, and just make sure that I'm the one in front when we cross the line.
Are you going to try to work with your teammate Gus Dean? Do you have any other friends out there, or is it every man, as it were, or a woman for themselves?
Yeah, if my teammates are up behind me, we'll definitely work together here for the end. We haven't really talked through who's in line with me, so here in the next couple minutes we'll kind of figure out who my help is and who's going to help me and who I'll help.
Well, we're going to let you go and figure that out, but you've done an awesome job so far. Good luck.
Thank you, guys.
Boy, she needs it, and when the dust settles, here she is at the point. Talked about her rough start of the season after a fantastic year in 2025 for that 55 car.
Yeah, Butterbean, you raced against her last year. She's pretty competent race car driver.
Yeah, you know, and obviously it was Venerini and now moving to Nitro, but when we went to race, felt like it was us versus the Toyotas every week, and you know, they had a lot of cars with a lot of notes to bounce back and forth, and you know, those individual teams were ones that we had to go and beat each week, and it wasn't ever easy. Obviously, my team did a really good job last year and made me look better than I am, but it was a lot of fun, you know, having people to race with, and for me to learn how the air works at a lot of these tracks, racing around them. So we had a lot of fun.
Best career finish 2 years ago at Springfield, finished second. So under our 5th caution, red flag here at the Speedway, and this is why we are under red at the moment.
You see, Isabella moved up the racetrack a little bit, then that moved to 70th on Nunziata up the racetrack a little bit as well, and that opened the door in the middle for just a second. But I'm not sure there was a lane there, unfortunately. He may have had so much momentum he couldn't keep from getting in that hole.
Yeah, we saw a lot of pushing and shoving, you know, 2-3 laps headed up to this, and getting a push in the center of the corner is always a difficult thing to handle as a race car driver, and at these moments. And obviously the other thing difficult to handle is all these spun out race cars with a lot of smoke in front of you. So it's yeah, difficult when it comes down to crunch time, and when the drivers are a lot less patient than what we saw earlier in the race.
So Squirrel trying to come up the middle and make things happen. There you go.
He's the happiest guy at a wreck. I've never been that happy getting out of a wreck.
He's happier than Cletus was when he was passing cars.
You ever got out in a car cheering like that after
You know, it's actually really funny because we got wrecked out on the last lap at Talladega, and I had all 4 flat tires, and I forget who won the race. They were already celebrating the start-finish. I think it was the year Kyle Busch won. And I'm on 4 flats racing Truex, who is also on 4 flats, and I beat him at the line, and I got out of the car and, you know, waved at the fans and everything. It was just individual victories. But
y'all had y'all's own little race.
Yeah, we had just a small little race that no one cared about. So.
Well, you remember that time Carl Edwards turned over before the start-finish line and then got out of his car and ran across the start-finish line to finish.
Got to grab the transponder if you do that.
Yeah, I don't think he got credited.
Let's burn some calories.
Cleanup continues. We've got time, guys. We're going to go back to 1988 here at Talladega.
Oh, is this a Phil clip?
Oh, yeah. Yes! Phil Parsons.
This is a long time ago. It was color. It wasn't black and white anyway.
Skull 55 takes home the checkered flag.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a pretty good day.
Look at that hair. How about the side skirts on that?
I've learned with Phil, don't let him ever fool you. We went batting practice last year at Toledo, and my man was in there like a major league guy hitting it off the machine. He told us he had swung a bat in I don't know how many years. I think he was hustling us.
Yeah, saying from 1988 to 2026, Phil's still a dog.
He can do it all.
Oh, yeah.
Baseball, race, he can do it all.
He's still extremely competitive. Playing pickup basketball, golfing every day, multiple times, 27 holes sometimes.
Ricky Rudd, Chesapeake native. That's where I'm from.
Yes, sir.
Ricky Rudd town.
Hall of Famer, Ricky Rudd.
They all are getting ready for Cletus.
That's right. That's right.
It's victory lane.
Oh, man. Can you imagine how mad if he doesn't win? Those fans, how many of them are going to stay? Or they go?
We've been standing in this booth, and under caution, when he was leading races, the race fans in front of us would stand up and throw their hats in the air. It was, it'd be an incredible sight. I might even leave the camper tonight and go just check on things on the boulevard, see if the place ain't burning down.
Phil, you talked about being in victory lane. You and Austin have both done it here. Are you able to realize in the moment that, like, decades later, 2026, we're going to be talking about how that
emphasis on decades, man, that was tough.
Lifetimes. Lifetimes later, we're going to be talking about it.
Are you able to realize in the moment that how life-changing that moment is?
I don't think initially you do. Obviously, you know, after some time, it kind of sinks in a little bit. But, you know, you work, and you guys all know, you guys have won a lot of races. You work and work and work and work to try to get to a certain level, and all of a sudden it happens. You know, your dreams come true, and it's a little bit surreal, and it takes a bit to sink in.
I feel like these racetracks provide such crazy finishes. You're never certain. You could be 100 yards from the start-finish line, and you're not entirely certain how it's going to go. And I feel like that's why you see so much excitement from race winners at these types of tracks. But every race win means something different. As we see, a whole group of drivers that are going to be trying to go for that today.
All right, down to Josh with Squirrel.
He's been checked and released from the care center. And bring me through your day, man. I mean, I know it was a lot of highs, a lot of lows. Of course, it ends early, but what was your takeaway?
Oh, that was the most insane, incredible thing I've ever done. All I remember is coming out of 4, I seen Biffle on a bald eagle in front of me, and then I seen a cloud of smoke. And I didn't know where the hell I was at. I knew I was in Talladega, right here in America, and that's the last thing I remember. I hit about 15 times, ended up about 1,000 yards away from where it all started, but it was the most insane thing I've ever been a part of in my life.
Well, your good buddy is towards the front of this race, so I don't know if you have any advice from him, but where are you going to watch your boy Cletus try and finish this thing out?
Oh, my goodness. I see he's top 5. I know he was leading for a little bit, and we were hauling right up to him. Might even came around him back there in the back, but it was insane. All I could do is hope that my boy pulls through, gets a W out here in Dega, or, just doesn't do what just happened to me. Luckily, thank God it wasn't my fault. And thank God I'm here, I'm okay, and everyone else is okay, but man, this has been incredible.
Appreciate your time, glad you're okay.
It's about as good as it gets. Again, Butterbean, your post-race interviews were always fantastic, but man, these guys are right up there with you, with Cletus and Squirrel.
I give them a lot of credit because y'all got to see the good ones after a win. I don't know how I would handle being wrecked out, and I was
have that big a smile on your face.
I was up here pointing at Austin. I love my man's got his helmet, old school baby. Hold it. No one's taking that from him. He's walking back to the motorhome with that.
Think he'll take the fire suit off?
If Cletus wins, they'll probably be in a fire suit all night. Like y'all know it's going to be.
Cletus got wrecked out of Kansas, or had that.
He still had the suit on an hour later.
An hour later, yes.
All right, back down to Josh.
Thomas Annunziata was having a great day out there. Unfortunately, it comes to an end too early. What did you see out there?
Well, I thought we had a great race car. The team gave me a great race car. Just with 30 laps to go, I lost radio connection to everybody. So I didn't know what lap I was on or whatever. I had to look at the TV as I was going by just to see what lap we were on. But after that, I mean, the spotter is very important. And I just had to make educated guesses there, not knowing where anyone was, trying to look at my small mirrors and try to figure it out. And I thought I guessed it really well there at the end. But then on the backstretch there, I lost touch of where everyone was. I didn't know whether I needed to go inside or outside. I couldn't tell the gaps. I couldn't see anything. I didn't have anyone to talk to. So and going into turn 3, I had no idea where to be and where anyone was coming. I got surprised when Isabella got underneath me, and then I just got spun after that. I don't know where to go. That's all.
Well, it's a tough break there. Appreciate your time. Glad you're okay. And guys, you can speak to how frightening that could be when you have no communication at that point in a race.
Oh, it's a really difficult spot to be in. I'm surprised. I mean, he was doing a great job up there, you know, with no spotter, and as we see, a problem under caution.
Is that under
maybe.
caution?
That's the 26 of Vandermeer.
What in the world? Must have been a tire blew or something, right?
Yeah. He was missing that whole right rear fender.
Oh,
yeah.
there it is.
There it is, yeah.
And tell him, oops, am I wrong for saying this? It speeds up when the tire blows every time. It feels like, I mean.
When you're not going straight, that's when it feels fast.
I'm telling you.
Ron Vandermeer, 43-year-old from Sheridan, Illinois.
Now we're really not going to have a lot of laps because now we got to clean
that
that up.
Caution, for sure.
Boy.
I would guess now after this cleanup, we'll have a 1-lap overtime shootout. I would guess we would get to the scheduled distance before we restart.
Going to be a fun finish here at the Alabama Manufactured Housing 221 first-time winners here at Talladega. We've not had a repeat winner in the last 19 ARCA Menards Series races on this track. Speaking of the unpredictability of this place, here's a Reese's Sweet Move of the race. Visit arcaracing.com Monday at 3 Eastern to see who is crowned Reese's Sweet Move of the race.
That was Bowman. Keeping that car out of the inside wall. Really did a nice job. There were some flat tires, but there could have been significant damage had he gotten into the inside wall, but he stays on the racetrack now, but being shown 1 lap down.
I think that was a sweet move if you build the 20 car.
Yeah. All his guys said that was pretty sweet.
Yes, yeah. 100%.
These guys are going to get them Reese's no matter what now after that one. They won it even if they don't win the award.
Butterbean, by the way, well documented that when you win, you go to Waffle House. Will you go to Waffle House at other times in your life, or only when you win a race?
So last night on the boulevard, I got asked that I don't know how many times. Most of the fans think I'm racing today, and I just stopped telling them. I'm like, all right, thank you. They kept saying good luck, but like trucks aren't even here. But thank you. And I don't really go unless we win, and I just kind of keep the tradition going. You know, it makes it special for that reason. And but here lately, I think a lot of people are mad because we haven't been in a while.
Yeah. What's the order?
Yeah.
Man, I'm a chocolate milk, all-star special, scrambled eggs, cheese, hash browns, bacon.
The cheese and the scrambled eggs
and a waffle. And
yeah.
All-Star has a waffle too, right?
It's true, but if Waffle House doesn't want to sponsor me, we might have to change it. You know, I got to go. Whoever wants to help us, you know, go there.
I'm down with that.
I like how y'all had last year. I forgot who was in the booth with y'all at times, but I would get photos of y'all had like a map diagram to the closest Waffle Houses. I was like, this is hilarious.
We sat under caution talking about this restart with not too many laps left, and the 2 cars behind Isabella Robusto have quite a bit of damage with the 18, the 69, with all that front end damage, and she's the only one that's allowed lane choice, picking bottom, picking top. So, you know, she's got the opportunity to pick the 69, which has a ton of damage, but has been a good pusher. You don't really know what's going to happen there. Or you can take the top and have Cletus be the one behind you. It's a tough position to be put in.
It's not an easy decision.
And that's, I'm sure, what she's talking about with her crew chief and her spotters and trying to get together. We know Gus Dean, another one of her teammates, will start 3rd row inside in that 25 car.
Austin and I went back and forth about that during the break. We still think bottom.
Yeah,
I still do.
if you're not sure, you know, pick what makes the most sense. You know, the bottom lane's obviously been fairly dominant throughout the day. We've seen some great pushes that have really propelled that outside lane. And what she does have going for her is the 18 car does have a good amount of damage on that right front. So regardless who she's trying to beat on the restart, on the launch, is at a disadvantage. Granted, that disadvantage will come up at a higher speed for sure.
I think we're going to get one to go now. It looks like the flagman has pulled the yellow flag back. Let's see if that happens. If we get one to go,
it'll be a normal green white checker right now.
This is. We will take the green flag with 1 lap to go.
Okay.
And that will not be overtime. That will be the scheduled distance. So if we were to have a caution on that last lap, then we would have an overtime. This is not considered overtime. This will be considered running the scheduled distance if we go green on that last lap.
It's interesting here, Austin. Obviously, Cletus has a really clean car, and he is pushing 18. I expect Gio to be really aggressive on the side draft.
Really aggressive on the side draft. He's also been really aggressive just on the launch itself. Timing that restart line has been in his wheelhouse. He's had this outside lane restart many times today, whereas obviously this is Isabella's first restart up at the front in today's race.
Remember how good he was on the restarts all day long at Kansas last week. And I talked to his guys. I talked to his crew chief, Matt Ross. I said, do you have something in the transmission? He said, no, that's all Gio. That's just his timing and the way he got it done. So it's going to be really critical here.
That's a ton of damage, though, the more they zoom in on that shot.
Look at, it's a parachute. That fender is sticking out.
Yeah. That fender could fly off here at 180 miles an hour as
well. You don't know if he's got suspension damage too. So if you're Cletus, you're put in a pretty tough position here.
I could see Cletus and Andy J stepping out, and I mean, you got to do it quick. You almost got to do it right at the start. But
creating a third line here. He did predict with 24 to go. Cletus did that he would win this race. He said, write it down with 24 laps remaining. We're winning today.
I almost tweeted it. So.
And if it's on Twitter, it's real.
That's right.
Must be real. Must be real. This may be the most important restart of Isabella Robusto's life right here. I would say it is.
She has yet to win. Her best finish is second. She was third here last year. Robusto on the bottom with Gio Ruggiero on the outside. Green flag back in the air. One to go at Talladega.
Gio with another great launch on the outside. Timed that line well, but both lanes are very equal. Will Kimmel with another great push. Isabella's clear now before we get to turn 2. Cletus goes to the outside, makes it 3 wide, hangs that 18 car out. He's got 1 car behind him. Meanwhile, this is really helping this bottom lane get clear. And Isabella has a really massive lead with Gus Dean delivering a big push. He'll have a big run all the way to Isabella's back bumper.
Does she have too big a lead, though? That's the key.
Here comes Will Kimmel getting squirrely, but out front in the 69. It's Kimmel with the push.
Look at Gus Dean's going to drop to the bottom. Look at Cletus.
3 wide to
He's
the
got
top.
Andy J.
He's going to have the outside. This whole pack is really separated right now. It's going to take a lot of help for these drivers.
Oh, look. 2 to the bottom, 3 wide into the tri-oval. 3 wide here. Cletus with the 71 coming along the outside. Andy J in the 71 takes the checkered flag.
Wow.
What a finish.
That was wild, bud.
Cletus gave it everything he had there, but what an amazing moment for Andy J.
Man.
He's still on the gas.
So racing with Andy J last year, and he did part-time stuff. Like, that's a huge win for that team. Like, for everybody listening, like, winning a race like this could change their whole season.
We talked to him in the garage area yesterday, and he said it was all about winning, all about getting that first win. So what do you want to be remembered for? So getting that win, getting the win.
And this first career, right?
Absolutely.
First career win.
Right.
I bet this interview is going to be up there, right?
22nd time that we've had a first-time winner at Talladega, and 20 different winners in a row.
And how about Cletus and Gus Dean and Robusto, who led on the final restart with 1 to go, will settle for 4th.
I thought Gus might go with Isabella, but he was going for the win.
That was tough. He had such a big run there as well. Yeah,
for sure.
Separated as the pack was. Cletus put on a great show, great effort all around by him. Really solid drive. Obviously, Gio with all the damage.
Looked mature beyond his experience.
Absolutely, he was steady all day.
Really was. Gio did a great job in remaining in the top 5 with all that damage, but let's take nothing away from that wheeling car there of Andy J.
It's a cool moment for him, right?
It is.
First career win comes at Talladega. Going to save his stuff, it appears, instead of the burnout. 38-year-old from Buffalo, New York. That Chevrolet with Mike Dayton, his crew chief. What a moment.
And we talked to him. He still delivers pizza every now and then, too.
He's delivering a win today.
He delivered a win today. What a great job by this wheeling team. Andy Seiss and all his guys down there.
I think you'll have his glasses and his bandana.
Oh, yeah.
You think
oh,
have
yeah.
that in the car?
You remember at Daytona, he was in contention for lead a couple years ago, and we talked to him on the radio, and he said he wasn't going to back off till he saw the checkered flag or God.
He saw the checkered flag today.
And sometimes that's the best way to win it. They all were doing their own thing, and he come out outside while they were messing with each other. I mean, it just worked out.
I'm sure it's emotional. I can't even imagine.
It's nothing like your first one.
Yeah, actually, we all can imagine exactly how he feels.
His previous best finish was 4th. He did that at Talladega last year and at Michigan in 2023. And for the first time in his career, he's going to milk this thing.
Hey, enjoy it like it's your last. That's what I do every time.
He's got the bandana on. He pulled it out from under the collar.
I called it.
Andy Jankowiak.
Man, that's awesome. Look at the shoes.
Letting it sink in, taking it all in. One of the crown jewels in stock car racing. And this is where, for the first time, he will head to victory lane. Here's Caitlin.
And just moments after the race, Andy asked on the radio, did I win the race? And yes, my friend, you have won here at Talladega. What does this one mean to you?
I thought there was one more lap. The radio was super staticky. I'm still waiting to wake up here for a second. This effort, everything that got me to ARCA and everything after that's come with Kevin LaPierre and Andy Seiss and Mike Dayton has just been, there's been no greater team combination. Like I've had so much help, so many people that helped us all get this happen. It's just, there's never been more of a team effort standing in victory lane in Talladega. What an adventure. God, this one's for my best friend Steve Mendoza. I wanted to win for him. Wearing a green bandana for him. I love him so much. I know he's home watching. God, I can't believe I know the race is over. That's the most Andy J thing I could ever do. I'm like, where'd they go? Where'd they go? I got to thank Hook for jumping on board wheeling, Phillips 66, Automotive Consultants of Ithaca, selling new cars at wholesale prices, Florida Safety Systems, Yukon Creek Sportsman Club, RD Cores, wheeling, Velocita Klotz, Ryan Bronson, Casey Energy, Dax Markets, just all of our partners. I'm the luckiest guy in the world. Like, people just don't realize how many little things it took to get to this step, and it's just such a team effort. I wanted to win this more for Andy and Mike and Kevin than I did anything than myself. And God, wow, it just happened. Did it just happen?
It did just happen.
I'm gonna wake up in a minute, right? I've done this before. I just always wake up. Just wow. I don't even know what to say. Who was second? Was it Cletus second?
I'm actually not sure where Cletus ended up, but I know you are the winner. So enjoy this one. Head out to the boulevard, and yes, Cletus did finish second.
He says, I've done this before, but I always wake up. He's not going to wake up this time. All right, last lap, last restart with a Robusto on the bottom, the control car.
Yeah, great restart by Gio and Cletus on the outside. Will Kimmel doing a nice job pushing Isabella in that red car from the inside.
This is the move here, though. Cletus and Andy J end up getting up and able to build a run. Meanwhile, Isabella gets too far out in front, and Andy J is going to have a huge run here at the end of the back straightaway.
Yeah, Andy J's running 6th right now as they come off for turn 2.
And we said they were going to have to do that to the 18, I felt like.
See Will Kimmel get a push from Gustine. They can take it to the lead. Cletus and Andy J have this huge run from behind. Gus goes for the pass on Kimmel. Cletus goes for the pass on Kimmel. And Andy J out of nowhere, these two are going to side draft each other for the lead and take it home.
I thought they were wrecking right there.
That was close.
It just opened up for Andy.
I think if Cletus gets clear on that block, he wins the race. It was what he needed to do, but Andy J with an awesome job. Both of those drivers, Andy Jankowiak, Cletus McFarland, both did a great job to put themselves in position.
Speaking of Cletus, Josh standing by with him.
Yeah, standing by with Cletus, and you would think with the reception we got over here, you got on top of the car when you got out. You might have won the race. You just had a chance to watch it back, though. As you go through that final lap, what's in your mind that you could have done different?
Well, looking at that, you know, I think I needed to back up a smidge to get that help that was behind me. I kind of, you know, left the 71, I'm pretty sure, and tried to go down. I didn't have enough room to get past Will. We started beating each other up, and then Andy passed us, got the W. Congratulations to him. What an insane day of racing. The greatest race I've ever been a part of in my life right there. My team, Kevin Hamlin, did such a good job. The Rhett Jones Racing and Mr. Sam Spray Wax. Shout out to Mr. Sam. I mean, honestly, probably the most fun I've ever had with clothes on. It was freaking insane. Talladega!
Cletus, what do performances like this for you, given where you started and now you come home with your best career finish a year later? What do these do for you going forward?
You know, I got a lot of confidence today. You know, when we're rubbing like that at 180, I'm like, wow, you can actually move the car around a lot. I mean, we were pretty, nice job, buddy. We were pretty sideways. You know, I learned a lot about drafting today, I would say, more than anything. When I was tight, it was because there was someone on my bumper, and then I got into the 97 up there, coming out of 2, I think it was a 97. I mean, I had my wheel turned more than I could possibly turn it, and I just was getting shoved, and I just came up and got him. So, you know, sorry to the 97 team. I don't know how they ended up out of that, if they slid or crashed, but like, that's something I just didn't know. If someone's on me, I got to expect to be super tight, and that scared the crap out of me. I thought my race was done right there, but pushed through, power of Mr. Sam on my hood, and almost won it.
Runner-up finish for Cletus McFarland here at Talladega.
Man, unbeatable stuff. He settles for second. He's still going to be on the boulevard, I can promise you that. Here's our Reese's Sweet Move of the race. Visit ARCARacing.com Monday at 3 to see who's crowned Reese's Sweet Move. It's the 2 celebrations. There's your winner. First-time winner, Andy J., and there's your runner-up.
I call that a tie.
Me too. He predicted the win live on our air, just one spot short. Heartbreaker of the 55, and she is with Josh.
Third place finish. What is going through your mind? I saw the emotions as you got out of the car, as you were that close to the first career win.
Yeah, that one's hard. Just wanted to be the lead car there in case a caution came out. Similar to last year is what I thought was going to happen. But, yeah, I just got too far out there and didn't get the push that I needed down the backstretch. I feel really bad for my team. We had a really fast Mobil 1 Toyota Camry all day. I feel like we executed really well, kept the nose clean, and got into position there at the end. And, yeah, just wasn't able to execute it on that last lap.
A great performance still leads to another third place finish for Isabella here at Talladega, guys.